Uber and Lyft revolutionized transportation. They offered a convenient alternative to taxis and personal cars. Their apps are easy to use. Millions rely on them daily, yet these ride-hailing giants are not profitable. They struggle to turn a profit. This raises questions about their long-term sustainability. Can they make money? Or is their business model inherently flawed? Let's explore the factors preventing profitability for Uber and Lyft. Uber launched in 2009, Lyft followed in 2012. They promised affordable rides at the tap of a button. Their growth was explosive. They disrupted the traditional taxi industry. Cities around the world embraced them. Investors poured in billions. Uber and Lyft became synonymous with the gig economy. They provided flexible work opportunities for millions. However, this rapid expansion came at a cost. Competition was fierce. Both companies spent heavily to acquire customers and drivers. Uber and Lyft's revenue model seems simple. Passengers pay for rides, the company takes a commission, drivers keep the rest. However, the details are more complex. Fares fluctuate based on demand, distance, and time. Surge pricing during peak hours increases revenue. But it also annoys some customers. Driver incentives are a significant expense. Bonuses and guarantees attract drivers, especially during shortages. This eats into profits. Balancing driver earnings with company profitability is a constant challenge. The price of expansion, marketing blitzes, global ambitions, and the self-driving dream. These are the pillars upon which Uber and Lyft have built their empires. But what does it really take to dominate the global rideshare market? Aggressive growth strategies are expensive. The cost of rapid expansion can be staggering, with companies often burning through cash reserves to stay ahead of the competition. Uber and Lyft invested heavily in marketing and advertising. Their campaigns are everywhere, from digital ads to billboards, aiming to capture the attention of potential riders. They battled for market share in cities worldwide. This fierce competition has led to a constant tug-of-war for dominance in urban areas across the globe. Legal challenges in some regions drained resources. From regulatory hurdles to lawsuits, these obstacles have significantly impacted their financial health. Both companies poured money into research and development. Innovation is key, and they are constantly seeking new ways to improve their services and technology. Self-driving cars are a major focus. The dream of autonomous vehicles promises to revolutionize the industry, reducing costs and increasing efficiency. They aim to reduce reliance on human drivers. By developing self-driving technology, they hope to cut down on labor costs and improve service reliability. This could boost profits in the long run. If successful, the shift to autonomous vehicles could lead to significant financial gains. But the technology is still developing. There are many technical and regulatory challenges to overcome before self-driving cars become mainstream. It requires substantial investment with no guaranteed return. The road to autonomous driving is fraught with uncertainty, and the financial risks are high. Pandemic and protests. Navigating unforeseen challenges in the gig economy has become a critical issue in recent times. The COVID-19 pandemic, coupled with social unrest and protests, has created a perfect storm of difficulties for gig workers and companies alike. The COVID-19 pandemic severely impacted Uber and Lyft, two of the biggest players in the gig economy. With people staying home and avoiding travel, the demand for rides plummeted almost overnight. Lockdowns and travel restrictions decimated ride demand, leaving many drivers without work and struggling to make ends meet. Both companies faced significant losses, with their financial reports showing steep declines in revenue. The economic impact was immediate and severe. In response, they laid off employees to cut costs, a move that affected thousands of workers and added to the growing unemployment crisis. The pandemic also highlighted the vulnerability of gig workers, who often lack the safety nets and benefits that traditional employees enjoy. Drivers lacked benefits and safety nets, making it difficult for them to cope with the sudden loss of income and the health risks associated with their work. This led to increased scrutiny of their employment status, with many calling for better protections and rights for gig workers. Labor disputes and regulatory changes further threaten profitability as governments and advocacy groups push for reforms that could reshape the gig economy landscape. Classifying drivers as employees instead of contractors could significantly increase costs for Uber and Lyft, potentially altering their business models and affecting their bottom lines. The road to profitability. Can Uber and Lyft overcome their financial roadblocks? These companies have revolutionized the way we think about transportation, but their journey has been anything but smooth. Despite their popularity, both Uber and Lyft have struggled to turn a profit. Investors are growing impatient and the pressure is mounting. The future of Uber and Lyft remains uncertain. They have been burning through cash at an alarming rate and their business models are under scrutiny. Executives are constantly brainstorming new strategies to stay afloat and keep their investors happy. They are taking steps to improve their financial outlook. Cost-cutting measures are ongoing. From reducing workforce to optimizing operations, every dollar saved is crucial. However, these measures alone may not be sufficient to ensure long-term sustainability. They are exploring new revenue streams like deliveries and subscriptions. Diversifying their services could provide the much-needed boost to their revenue. The delivery sector in particular has shown promise, especially during the pandemic. Price increases for riders are inevitable. As operational costs rise, these companies have no choice but to pass some of these costs onto their customers. This could potentially drive some users away, but it's a necessary step to balance the books. However, these measures may not be enough. The financial challenges are deep-rooted, and quick fixes are unlikely to solve the underlying issues. Analysts remain skeptical about the long-term viability of their current strategies. Competition from other ride-hailing services is intensifying. New players are entering the market, offering competitive prices and innovative features. Uber and Lyft must continuously innovate to stay ahead. The regulatory landscape is evolving. Consumer behavior is changing. Governments around the world are implementing new regulations that could impact their operations. Additionally, the rise of alternative transportation methods is reshaping how people move around cities. Uber and Lyft must adapt to survive. They need to be agile and responsive to the changing market dynamics. Innovation and customer satisfaction will be key to their success. Whether they can achieve sustainable profitability remains to be seen. The road ahead is fraught with challenges but also opportunities. Only time will tell if they can navigate these complexities successfully. The ride-hailing industry is at a crossroads. The decisions made today will shape the future of urban mobility. Uber and Lyft's ability to adapt and innovate will determine their place in this evolving landscape.